Hello, this is Steve from CNS Organics here in Texas. I wanted to answer a couple of questions. The big one is, what's the difference between hydroponics and aquaponics? Well, we're going to go through that here pretty quick. When it comes to hydroponics, you have basically a system that you add nutrient solution to. So you can buy a nutrient solution. You can make your own, I guess, if you're able to. But basically, you would have a tank, and in that tank, you would have a nutrient solution. On the top side, most of the time, you would have a cover. In that cover, you would have holes to allow for your net cups or grow grips, and you would keep tabs on your pH, of course, and also your TDS, your total dissolved solids of that nutrient solution. And the plants would grow, and it's basically a one system deal. The only thing you have to provide is light, sunlight, or artificial light, LEDs, what have you. And also air bubblers. Fish tank air bubblers work great to provide dissolved oxygen to the water so that the roots don't, basically the idea is that the roots don't get drowned. They don't drown in too much water. They get oxygen to the roots, they get nutrition to the roots, and they do well. So it's something you can do, a very small system, whether you have an old 10-gallon fish aquarium or a plastic tote from Christmas stuff or whatever it is. I would suggest that it be food grade. It would be the right appropriate container so that the produce that you get doesn't have any kind of outside leaching or outside contaminants or anything else. I found that the Home Depot containers, they have 27-gallon containers. Their lids are yellow. They've got little squares on top of the lids. They actually kind of like grit it out for you to drill your holes. And then once you drill your holes, with whatever cup size you're going to use, whether you're going to use a 2-inch or 3-inch, the most common, it kind of maps it out for you to where you can get 15 different plants in one tote. Hydroponics is a great way to go. It is a great way to provide for your family in a very small area. It's absolutely great. I'm not gonna say that it's not. You can buy 100% organic nutrients to add into your hydroponic systems. Great system, easy, simple. I did it for a while. I plan on setting up a couple just for instructional purposes. I have went from the hydroponics to the aquaponics, and so a lot of people ask me, what's the difference? Or it's like, hey, I'm setting me up a aquaponics system, but they got nutrients instead of fish, or vice versa. The main difference between the two is you've got hydroponics. Hydroponics is soilless growing. It is growing without dirt, without soil. That is what the termination, the definition, what it actually is when it says hydroponics. Aquaponics is almost the exact same, other than you have aquaculture. Aquaculture is having a fish tank. Fish tank is as simple as if you've ever had a fish tank in your life and you had guppies or goldfish or whatever kind of fish, if you got really big into it and you had, I don't know, like, you know, swordtails, or you're breeding black mollies, or you got a damsels, or even like went extreme and had Jack Dempsey's and big fish, or even if you went into saltwater. That's aquaculture. Taking care of fish is aquaculture. So aquaponics is hydroponics, but you're using the fish to provide your nutrients. So with aquaponics, you go and you purchase. You have to go and buy online, or if you can find a place that has something that is a good supplement, a liquid fertilizer for hydroponic farming, great. But you have to go and spend that money, and sometimes those supplements, that nutrient material that you're going to go buy is expensive. Sometimes it is, sometimes it ain't. I mean, depending on your size and what you're growing and what you're doing, it can be very expensive. Actually, this little guy here, as you can see my head, I don't have a big head, but this guy's not that big. This little fella right here, which is great stuff, I've used it in my hydroponics. It's got great nutrition. Everything is great. But this little tiny guy is like 20 bucks. You can find other stuff, other nutrients, maybe. I have found that the aquaponics, because I enjoy fish. I do enjoy fish. I love fish. I enjoy fish. I like to see them swim. I like to see them eat. I just enjoy fish, and the beautiful fish. Because you could do any kind of fish in an aquaponic system. You can do tropical fish. You can do, the majority of mine are going to be like koi. Koi are beautiful fish. If you would rather have a tilapia or catfish or any other kind of meat fish, you can go catch bass at the lake and put them in your system. Okay, well, you could do any kind of fish. If you like crappie's a great fish. It's so tasty. You could throw those in there. You cannot do a saltwater system from all my research. So it's not like you can go and get some, I don't know, some kind of saltwater fish and do a system to grow your produce. It's too much salt, it's too much salinity, the pH is different, it just really throws it off. So fresh water, tropical, as long as you take care of your pH and all right. The big thing I want to touch on is if you've got a small space and you got, like, you're in an apartment and you don't have much room, hydroponics is really the way to go. You can get you a little light, put over it. You can put it like in a closet or in a living room or in a corner somewhere. If you got a balcony, put it out there on the balcony. You ain't got to put no light on it. And you can grow your own produce. Okay? If you have a bigger space, well, aquaponics. Same exact system, idea, I guess, if you will. Little bit more to it. But all the main part is if you can keep your fish alive. So if you can do a fish tank in your house, if you have a fish tank in your house and you're able to take care of that fish tank, that's 90% of what you have to do when it comes to aquaponics. If the fish are doing well, your plants will do well. Now, if you get too many plants for however many fish you got, that's a whole different topic. But if you got a few plants and you got your fish, it is a self-sustaining system. There's all you got to do is feed your fish. You go pick your vegetables. You don't have to weed. You don't have to go and worry about watering your garden. It is just absolutely awesome. So I do want to bring up, I'm going to try to do this. This is a very, very old laptop. Like I've said before in my previous videos, I'm not very tech savvy. So let me grab this guy. So I'm going to shine around here. This is the most simple, and I'm not trying to copyright anybody or anything else. It's just on Google, of a hydroponic system. So you have an air bubbler, you have nutrient solution in the water, and this one actually has a pump that's going up to your grow tray or your grow bed. Okay, but you have to add a nutrition supplement. You have to, there's no fish. You got to add, I wouldn't say like Miracle Grow, but something similar. You have to add a fertilizer, a nutrient solution, in order for this system to work. But as you can see, it's a very small system. It's something that you could do almost anywhere at any time. Now as I go up here, let's see if this one loads up. Kicked it out. Let's see if I can scroll down here. This one here is a very similar, very small system. This is actually an NFT system, a nutrient film technique. But you have fish. So instead of adding nutrition, instead of adding a chemical, you have to go and purchase the chemical to put in the water. I hate to use the word chemical, but instead of you adding a supplement, the fish provide that supplement. And how the fish provide the supplement is that they excrete out of their gills, also with their waste, ammonia. The ammonia is turned in, the ammonia is turned into nitrate and then nitrite. Okay, well, nitrite is a form of nitrogen. So the NPK rating on your fertilizers that you use for your yard and everything else, that N part is nitrogen. So it provides one of the primary ingredients. Well, along the line of the fish and the water, you also get all the other nutrients too. Okay, with the fish food, which I can show you a couple of different fish foods. This guy here. With the fish food itself, it's going to have the iron, the potassium, the magnesium, the molybdenum, all the different chemicals. So part of it is what the fish takes in and what they excrete, and then also part of it is the biological part of it, the chemistry part, where it is that these fish are actually providing only what the plants need. They're not going to give the plants too much of this or too much of that. And there's a little bit of a regulation that you got to kind of look at, but it's not that hard. I don't want you to think that it is like really hard to do aquaponics. I've had several people in class, and they're like, look at the system, like, man, it's like awesome, it's great, it's just like so cool. But I can't build that. I can't do that. That's just like way over my, no, it's not very hard. I mean, very simple plumbing, very simple to maintain, and all the work is done primarily, let me back up, primarily on a dirt farm, a dirt garden, I'm sorry. You would go and till it and do all this work ahead of time and like just do a lot of work. And then you plant all your plants. You go up to the big box stores and you buy your plants and you plant them, and then like every day when you get home from work, you're watering them. And sometimes it does great, sometimes it don't, but you still did all that work up front, okay? But what if you could do a whole bunch of work up front and then you don't have to go water your plants? You don't have to come back and weed. Take care of weeds and pulling weeds. I actually can't stand that. Bending over and like getting down on the ground and like trying to pull weeds and everything else and messing with all that. These systems are raised up so that you can do them at about, you know, belly height. There's a reason for it, as to where you have a pump that pumps it up, and then everything else is gravity fed. So you don't have to bend over. You don't have to weed. And you don't have to go out every single day and like water your garden. It is being watered, it is being taken care of, everything is good. All you have to do is manage your fish. If you have a whole bunch of plants, you have more fish. You feed them more. If you only got a few plants, well, you only have a few fish and you feed them less. You know, it's kind of easy. When it comes to the hydroponic side, you don't have no fish. You don't have to deal with fish. But you still don't have to weed. You still don't have to go and water it. Your air bubbler is taking care of the oxygen. Your nutrient solution is taking care of the nutrients. Now all that you got to do is manage chemicals, or I'm sorry, I hate to use the word chemicals. All that you have to manage is the parts per million in the water. TDS tester, your pH, your alkalinity, those kind of things. All you got to do is like do the chemistry